The Pies take on the Eagles on Sunday, and we've got a raft of changes to get through. Let's do it. So, Sunday's game against the Eagles, and we've had so many outs. It's been crazy. So since my preview, Jamie Elliott's not playing. We kind of talked about him potentially not playing, so he's definitely not playing now. So that's 4 outs. Lockie Schultz with the suspension, Brody Mychek with the hamstring, Bo McCreary with the concussion, and then Jamie Elliott with sore back. So Jamie Elliott wasn't mentioned on the injury report, on the injury list when Collingwood released that. So it must have been a new thing, but then that Tuesday night that they dropped that, Tom Morris came out and said he probably is not going to play. But so it's been confirmed that Jamie Elliott won't be playing now. With those 4 outs from last week's game, DeGoey's still not there. Tom Mitchell is still not there. So that's 6 players that would be a walk-up start into our best 22, 23, whatever you sort of want to call it. So effectively, we're 6 guys down, even though DeGoey and Mitchell didn't play last week. So effectively, 6 guys down. Crazy. It couldn't have come at a better time, though. And this is not me saying, the Eagles are going to be a walk in the park, because they're definitely not going to be a walk in the park. But if this happened last week against Carlton, we would have got done by 30, 40 points. Who knows, right? But thankfully, this sort of next couple of games, West Coast, Adelaide, and then I think Fremantle, all going to be difficult in their own sort of right. But, it gives us a week to get these guys ready and back for next week's game against Adelaide. What I do like, and I'm trying to always find positives in negatives, and it's negative that we've got so many outs. But the positives is we get to see what a forward line without Brody Mychek, without Jamie Elliott looks like. And those 2 guys are not getting any younger. They're over 31, I think, at the moment, or 31 and over. So they're not going to be here for long. So we get to look at what a forward line looks like without them. And it's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely crazy. We if you look at our lineup, our forward lineup as the Collingwood released it, half forwards: Harvey Harrison, Billy Franson, Reef McInnes, Patrick Lipinski, Bobby Hill, Darcy Cameron. Fly did say that Jeremy Howe would be in the forward line, so I assume Billy Franson probably gets pushed down back. Jeremy Howe comes into the forward line. So that's going to help us a little bit. We know what he can do. Remember last year against Carlton, he kicked 3 goals in the last quarter to kind of make that loss a little bit more bearable on the scoreline. So he can kick a goal. We love when Jeremy Howe kicks a goal. But it's going to be, who's going to pop up and kick goals. The beauty about last week's game against Carlton is that we had 10 individual goal kickers and only Nick Dacos kicked multiple goals, if I remember that correctly. So we can share the load around. It's just going to be a little bit different now. So coming into the side, which again, another positive to this negative is that we get to see these young kids, which is absolutely amazing. And then they probably wouldn't have got an opportunity if it wasn't for this stuff. But now coming into the side, Reef McInnes, of course, he's the forward guy. We have seen a little bit of Reef and what he's been able to do, and we absolutely love what he can do. Just has to put a full game together. Finn Macrae. Now, Finn Macrae is one of those guys that he hasn't been getting a lot of opportunity. Craig McRae, Fly, said that he's going to get a full game. So he's not going to get barring Touchwood, barring any sort of injuries or anything like that. He's not going to get subbed off. He's not going to start as the sub. So this is the most important game in Finn's career, in my opinion. He has to show what he is doing in the VFL. He has to bring that to the AFL world and show us what he can do. How many more chances can you sort of give him? Does he need 2 or 3 games in a row to string it together? We just need to see more than we've seen from him in the AFL landscape. He just needs to bring that amazing VFL form over to the AFL. I'm not saying 35 disposals, 8 tackles, 10 clearances, just something more than he has shown in the AFL. And then coming in is Jack Bytel for his first game at the Pies. He was an SSP selection. Of course, with Lockie Sullivan as SSP selection. So we get one week, another one the other week. The last one is Josh Eyre, who is still injured with that hamstring. So he'll play the VFL in the next few weeks. So that's absolutely incredible that Bytel gets his run. Someone who was delisted by the Saints, and he's going to be so hungry to to bloody just give everything that he got. He has a second shot. He's going to give us absolutely everything. And the one thing that I love the most about these ins is Joe Richards, a Wangaratta project, or Wangaratta, a Wangaratta player, was coached by Ben Reid, played with Ben Reid up in Wang, and he gets his opportunity to show us on what he can do on the big stage. He has been smashing it in the VFL. I love him. I said in one of my earlier videos, I think for the preseason, what I wanted to see for the year was more Joe Richards. He should be kicking bags and bags and bags. Good on the defensive side, not as good as like a Schultz or something like that. Can definitely work on that. But he's a good, sneaky forward who could be Elliott's replacement in the long term. So we get to see what he can do. I dare say it's either him or Bytel that starts as the sub. Reef was named on the field. They said Finn was going to be, the guy that sort of is going to play the whole game. So I think it's Bytel or Richard that starts as the sub. I think it might be Bytel that starts as the sub, but I'm so excited to see what Joe Richards can bring to this team. And, if he could kick a couple of goals, I'd love for him to kick 2 or 3 goals. It'll be absolutely incredible for him. We saw Lockie Sullivan last week, Harvey Harrison. So now we're finally getting to see what our depth players actually look like, how they integrate with the team, and what it means coming up against, the Eagles, who are not flying, but they are playing good football, and they are, like I said, going to give us a run for our bloody money. So let me know your thoughts about our ins and outs. Leave them down in the comments below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.